Everyone's guess if it's still there. But I'm willing to bet that it is. You said the world outside is lifeless, right?
So what?
So even though it's an empty, unforgiving place, you survived. You are a fighter. You can do it.
What will happen if I jump?
Have you ever felt helpless? Like you have no control over the things going on around you? Like you have to just accept whatever happens.
Oh, I hope so too.
No matter how
I heard it's
is,
not a pleasant
things
thing.
don't have to be like that this time. You're in control now.
And I'm probably going to be stuck there for
answer your
hours.
Question, if you jump, at least you'll know you've done everything you can. And that's more than anyone can ask for.
Okay, I will do it. I will jump.
Everything's going to be alright, trust me.
Yeah, trust the voice of a...
You can swim, right?
Probably an AI or something. This doesn't look like water. It looks like acid. Okay. The hospital. And hey, Creep, what's up, man? Yeah, it's probably going to be a few hours. Apparently, the test itself is like 3 hours long. And then, like, knowing how hospitals are, I'll go there at, like, the time of my appointment. And then I'll wait an extra hour because they're always an hour behind. Dude, look at this place. I'm feeling very Resident Evil 7 right now. I mean, it's not really scary so far. It's nothing like, it's not a horror game or anything. It's more like a kind of like an adventure mystery. We're going through a bunker, a Nazi bunker. But a Nazi bunker that was made in the 1960s, and we're now in the 1980s. And it seems, from what we've gathered so far, that the world outside has been nuked to hell. And this bunker was meant to be like a Fallout shelter style vault. But then some Polish like resistance people got in and started like opening fire on them, and we don't know where the people are, we don't know what happened. And now, anyway, all of that stuff happened like 20 years ago. So we don't know what's going on anymore.
This place?
What? Did they rebuild this underwater? That's crazy. Underground. I mean, yes, Speedy's key. Agreed. Look at that. They rebuilt this entire location underground. Like, we're super deep underground in a huge cavern. And they even rebuilt all of that stuff. Yeah, I do want to see what this is. What is that supposed to be? Oh, showers, okay. But like, what's that? Oh, it's like a war monument. Dude.
For you walk in the presence of titans. It's a memorial. They must have died in explosion. I saw it recording.
Oh, it's like a nuke or something. So maybe it's a memorial for like the people that got nuked. They're very clean for something that was there for like 20 years. I agree. In fact, you would expect clothing to just be destroyed by now. Like eaten away by mites or whatever else. There are no animals either. Okay, so I can go through this window. That's basically it. Okay. Let's go through.
Is anyone here?
I hope not, because can't defend myself. Like, please, no one be here.
It always amazes me how short your memories are. I walk these corridors day after day and hear the growing whispers. What if he's right? Maybe he has a point. What if, what if? Let me remind those who have forgotten. When the Battle of the Bunker ended, we went looking for German civilian survivors. None were found alive. Must I remind you why? Because the bunker's machinery had removed them from the battlefield so they wouldn't interfere with the counter-attack, only to suffocate them in one of the unventilated hangars. Is this the kind of effectiveness we're looking for? Is that the value we put on human life? I will say it once more. No! I will never allow these machines to be turned on again.
Dude! So the Polish resistance people came in, wanted to kill all the Nazis, did battle with them, and they turned on the computer so that the computer would locate where all the Nazis were. The computer also moved every people, like every civilian, to another location so they wouldn't interfere with the battle. And they all died there. All of them. And so when the Polish resistance people won against the Nazis, I imagine they got stuck in here, in the bunker. They couldn't leave anymore. And they had killed all the civilians that they wanted to save. Because the goal was to save the civilians. And they all died. Oh, that sword is weird. Dude, that's crazy. Another one, Azzy, yeah. Another one. The story of this one is incredible so far. Oh, this is clearly broken. I was supposed to open this door and I went through. It's obviously bugged. I'm hoping that this symbol will go away eventually. All Nazi documents are to be left untouched, despicable as they are. We will not burn them. The Nazis already burned all evidence of their atrocities on their own. We do not need to aid them. When the war finally ends, and it will end, these documents will be used to expose them and hold them to account. All the documents are to be stored in the file room. Oh, it went away. Okay, cool. There's a very, very slight bug. So, and the war probably did end with like the Nazis nuking everybody. And then, yeah. Also, the weird thing is like my character doesn't remember what happened like up on the surface. Like for all we know, his mother died and he was left alone. But like, we're like, he doesn't know if the war has ended or if there's anybody else left alive up there. Okay, some nerd, all good. So that's weird, like on its own. But also like the fact that there's somebody else in this bunker. Like it's been 20 years since the attack by the Polish resistance, and there's still one person left here, and that person doesn't know anything about what happened upstairs. Like she doesn't know about the outside world at all, which is super weird too.
Hello, can you hear me? It's not working. I need to find a control room.
Which I find super weird, like, but how, you know? Like, how would you not know when we're not outside? That seems suspicious to me. I'm hoping this button opens the door, because if not, we're kind of stuck here. Oh no, we can go upstairs. It probably doesn't open it though.
It's locked.
Yeah, that'll be good. So upstairs we go then.
Is anyone up there?
Like, where's everybody? The fact that we're not finding any bodies. Not even the Polish resistance, not even Nazis, nobody. That's weird. Please don't leave. I knew that others were considering leaving. I just never realized you were one of them. If you go, Dominika won't let us see each other ever again. You know that she doesn't allow any of his followers to interact with us. Is superstitious gibberish more important to you than me? Yeah, so the Polish resistance... Oh, look at that. Against a tank? That's kind of cute. They had like two factions, and one of them were like religious. What happened here, man? I have so many questions. You think that's what it is, Gavish? I mean, it could be. Could very well be. Oh, this is not opening. These doors are locked. That one we can open. Okay. If it wasn't for the wind, that'd be a cool place to kind of hang out. Look at this. That's pretty nice. A guitar. A trumpet. Oh, a painter's place. Okay. Looks cool, man. It's a barrel of fun. Yeah, it's really like they just left. Like immediately, just like ran away. Dear Herr Commandant, at the request of Wilhelm Streck, I have agreed to lead a talk about Agartha, Shambhala, Aryans, and Atlantis. Thule, the control of parapsychic human abilities and research of the summoning of zombie armies. He convinced me this material will provide the necessary support for the colonists. In my youth, I took a strong interest in these topics, so I shall have plenty of materials to speak on. Yet we both know, I hope, that these stories are not worth a hill of beans. I am a scientist, and I know that the strength of the German nation does not come from fairy tales, but from the mental fortitude and from science. Thus, when the colonists prepare for the ultimate battle, they should draw on the accomplishment of scholars. I propose a return to a method that was tested with great success at the front, namely substance D9. This mix of cocaine, pervitin, a strong stimulant, and eucadol, a strong painkiller, transforms a common man into a super soldier. It provides a significant boost to concentration, endurance, strength, courage, and self-confidence. It also disables pain receptors while stifling hunger, thirst, and a need for sleep. It has side effects, yet in the deciding moment, they are of no import. And this is very true. They actually use drugs on the front line. That's why they were able to cover so much ground as they were attacking in the Blitzkrieg. It's because they didn't sleep. And it also explains why like a bunch of them were able to commit like war crimes and atrocities and stuff, because they were completely like on that thing. To Wilhelm Streck, dear Willie, I know you do not need anyone to tell you how to do your job, but I would like to alert you to a problem. I have received reports that despite constant guidance and instruction, many people still do not understand the concept of the colony. Some fear being locked up on the ground, or even that those left on the surface will have it better. If I were to prune away all such doubters, I would lose half the settlers. There would be strength of this colony. So I hit upon an idea. Perhaps we could, in some undemanding way, share with our colonists the history of the Aryans and the Atlanteans from whom we descend. After all, if our ancestors could thrive after losing their homelands, we too can emerge from our ordeal, defeat our enemies, and bring about the rebirth of our great Germany. With your storytelling talent, this tale would surely soften the hearts of doubters and calm frayed nerves. What do you think? Your friend, Max. So this is like the first letter, and the one we read afterwards with the second one. Did Nazi really believe they descended from people from Atlantis? Was that really a thing? I've never heard of that before. Oh. Wait. Spider webs? Oh, it's the first time we find like insects or traces of insects. Transcription of Rissard Lazzy's account. I went out mushroom picking, not that I thought I'd find any, mind, but because I like wandering among the trees. So I stumbled upon a gnarled beech, looked up and over by a clump of thistle. I saw a white she-goat, a miracle I thought, because there hasn't been a living creature to be found since we ate that last hen 10 years back. And lo and behold, a goat. Where could it have come from? Right away, I thought Velis must have favored us to send a blessing like that. I walked up to it. It didn't run. It let me rope it and walked back to the settlement by my side like a dog on a leash. I went straight to the high priest to share the wonderful news. I hoped it'd give us milk with healing properties. What? A magical goat? Was that like an excerpt from like a book? Or is that like a thing that happened here? We are not during sponsored stream now. As we have done in the past too. Like every time there's a sponsored stream, we don't do stream raiders. We'll have stream raiders on Sunday though, the entire day. And pretty much next week, the entire week too. Oh, it is? Or I forgot to remove it. Oh god. I am the worst. Oopsie. Thank you, Subnerd. I am completely... Yeah. Wow. Wow, dude. Any German occupier still hiding in the shelter is to be sought, put on trial, and sentenced for their crimes. That includes civilians, workers, and of course military personnel. This goes for any Polish collaborators as well. Dominica... Wait, what? Oh, Polish collaborators to the Nazis. I see. So that was her room?
It must be a key to the locked doors.
Okay, cool. So we found the key. What do you mean it's been there for a few streams? We had stream writers. Oh, it must have been there yesterday too. Yeah, and yesterday we didn't do any. Yep. I see what you mean. My apologies, guys. I totally spaced out that it was actually on screen the entire time. Order request. I'm writing to you again to request permission to use the Nazi technology. People are starving. We can't continue to live in the dark like this. How many more women have to suffer miscarriages before you see things clearly? I will write to you every single day until you realize that there is no other way. Dude, they stayed here a long time. If women had like miscarriages and they even had like a weird religion with like high priests and stuff. Oh my god, dude. Huh? What is that thing?
What was that?
Oh. Dude. Was she addressing the people from this room with the microphone? Greta Muller. Was it her room? Or was it just the fact that like somebody was a huge fan? Dude, I honestly like imagine a BioShock like game, but in that world and lore. I saw somebody else mention that like in one of the reviews I read of this game before playing it, and I have to agree, man, that this feels, it's like a weird dystopian society, a bunch of stuff, like there's like layers, right? So it was the Germans, and then they died, and then it was the Polish, and then they stayed there for a while, like a very long time, enough to go crazy maybe, because like they were like they thought there was like magical goats and like a high priest, and like imagine they just all went crazy, and then like imagine like the gameplay of a game like that, like of a what's making that sound? Oh god, it's scary. To 2K, oh, that would be great, wouldn't it? Sadly, it's not my idea. Somebody else, like somebody else mentioned that already. Dominica, fine, I will leave. Anyone who wants to join me is welcome to do so. But to those who choose to stay, I ask, where do you draw the line? You are happy to reap the rewards, but unwilling to pay the proper respects. You ignore the divine powers that gave you these luxuries. You decide, if you decide to bow your heads to the gods that made this all possible, come with me. So yeah, he started his own crazy cult, and he left with a bunch of people.
Processing power is at least 50,000 times greater than that of the American's ENIAC. Its construction employs newly discovered methods of neural communication, sustained by faint electrical impulses and the activation of normally unused parts of the Gehirns. What's Gehirns? Gehirn. Here it is. Gehirn. What? That can't be.
Was he building something?
Dude, I don't know what he was building or what he was working on, but doesn't this look like the thing we're talking into whenever we talk to the girl? Or maybe I'm just wrong. this game free? No, it's not. No. It's right now. It's like $11 on Steam, and that's Canadian. So like American's probably even cheaper, or you know, pounds probably cheaper too. Oh, another computer.